guys. Okay, hold on, no one's on yet. Okay, so, hi to anyone watching the replay. I always like to say hi to you guys because you are wonderful and I love you for watching the replay. Hold on, I just want to make sure I have the right, okay. So, my skin, I am not blessed with good skin at all. And like I said a couple weeks ago, I've been trying to figure out what causes my acne, and I figured it out. It's dairy. Does that stop me from eating dairy? No, it should. So I kind of was on a binge. For some reason, I was thinking cream cheese is okay to eat. I mean, even though it's obviously very dairy, I've been eating that like bagels with cream cheese glopped on because I love cream cheese and anything dairy pretty much except for actual milk. Anyway, my face freaked out. A lot of this stuff, like always, like I kind of say this a lot, but like a lot of this redness is just like residual redness. Is that the word I want to say? I don't know. It's not actually acne, but I do have some actual acne spots on my face. It's just when my acne goes away, I still have this redness that just takes forever to leave, and that's what I like about the Sotox. I put that on, that helps it to go away, but for now I'm just talking about how to cover this up. And by the way, if you're on my beauty group and you saw me last night with the whole spoon and eyeliner thing, which was a terrible mess, and I don't even know what I was doing. So Bree, if you ever watch or are watching now, I did the tape and I love it. Like, I don't want to get in too close because I don't want you guys seeing all of this mess on my face, but oh my goodness, I love that I put the tape on there and I did my eyes. I love it. Now this eye is not the same. They're not even because they're just not even. I'm working on it. So, but I love the tape trick. The tape is so simple and it's so easy. You can just have tape right there. Yeah, so I'm gonna probably be doing that more. It's just such a pretty look. Okay, now back to getting the glowy, faking glowy skin. First of all, I do want to say, our Dream Clean Cleanser, when my face freaks out like this because it was my fault and I didn't, you know, do what I needed to do, like avoid dairy, I'm really attacking my face with the Dream Clean Cleanser. It helps fight the acne, and also I'm doing the scrubs and stuff like that, just trying to get it back to where it was, and of course trying to avoid all that cheese that I love so much that I am really not supposed to eat. I moisturize my face. If you don't have dry skin like I do, I still think it's important to moisturize. If you have just super oily skin and you really don't want to moisturize your face before you do your makeup, at least put on a primer. We have a spray primer. It's silicone free. With this foundation, you want a silicone free primer because this is a wax base and it will kind of they just don't mix very well together. So make sure you're getting a silicone free primer, or better yet, just get our spray primer because it works amazing. But I moisturized my face, I primed it already, and now I'm just going to attack it with the foundation. I'm just going to work on one side so you guys can see. So a lot of times I know I've shown how I did the concealer first just to cover up this redness, but I'm not going to do that today. I'm just going to go in with foundation. This is, what color is this? Now I just dropped it. Shinto 2. Okay, so I'm using Shinto 2, which is kind of dark for me, but I did have some self-tanner on. And so this is the little container that the foundation comes in, and you can just take it off, and it actually has the color written on the back, and this is a little magnetic thing. And you just pop it in there. If you get you can put it in a bigger well if you want. Anyway, so I'm going to do Shinto 2, even though it's a little dark for me, but just because I had tanner, and I'm going to put it on the outside of my face just to kind of, I don't know, you'll see. I think it gives this nice little glow, especially, I wouldn't recommend this if you are not that color, but because I did put a little tanner, self-tanner on, I'm a little bit darker, still pretty pale though. I don't like to overdo it with the tanner because it's obvious if I do too much, because I'm just not a tan person. So I'm just putting the Shinto too, and this is optional. You don't have to do it like this, but this is just what I've been doing until my tanner kind of goes away. So I'm just really putting it on the outside of my face. I'm gonna go down. I actually probably shouldn't do this tomorrow. My tan will probably be away. I actually probably, maybe even shouldn't do it today. I don't know, because you don't want to look like you have the wrong color on. Okay, so that, oh, I said I was gonna just do one side of my face. Ugh. Okay, well, from now on, I'm gonna just do one side of my face. All right, so this is the color. I don't even know what color's in here. I don't know if you, I think this actually might be Olive 1. I'm normally Olive 1 or Shinto 1. I can kind of bounce between the both because I have this neutral skin tone. Okay, this lighting is bad. I look like really red in my phone, and I'm not normally that red looking like in real life. Sorry, I want to fix it. Okay, so I'm just gonna, okay, a huge mistake that people have with this, scoot over here, that people have with this foundation is that they put too much on. Even I'm still learning how not to put too much on. It's so easy to do too much, and then it's just gonna be like, it will be cakey if you put too much on, and you don't need a lot. Whatever the foundation doesn't cover, then you go in with concealer, because this is foundation. It's not meant to cover like a concealer. It's just supposed to even you out, and it will cover very well a lot of your imperfections. But if you have like these really stubborn things that I'm having right now, you're not gonna want to just pile the foundation on. You're gonna want to go in with the concealer, just to give it a more natural look and not look like you have tons of makeup on. And if you're like me, you're kind of used to just slapping a lot of makeup on, because that's what I had to do. So it's still a learning curve. Okay, so that just kind of evens things out, gets rid of some redness. I probably could put a little bit more on. Maybe I'll do a little bit right here. I'm just gonna kind of push that in a little bit, because I do have some large pores. I just kind of want to make sure that I'm getting it in there pretty well. So like I said, I'm going to just work on this side of my face, even though I kind of already started a little bit on this side, and this is my really bad side. It's really breaking out on this side. Now I'm going to go in with this concealer. This is concealer number 2, I believe. And I wish I had the smaller brush. I have a buffer brush on order. I just have to wait for it to come. So I'm just gonna kind of swirl that in a little bit. It's a little too big, but like I said, I'm gonna make it work. So this is what my brush looks like after I swirl it in. You see, there's not a lot. It doesn't look like you have a lot on there. And I'm just gonna kind of push that on, just kind of tap it on. I actually might use a little bit of my fingers, just kind of go under my eye a little bit. Maybe I should use another. Kind of. So I'm just going to kind of spot treat the area just by tapping it on my brush. And then if there's any really stubborn spots that I need to really pinpoint a little bit more, I'm just going to go in, and my hands are clean. I just clean them. I don't know, maybe you don't want to use your finger. I'm a rebel, I do it. As long as my hands are clean, you can go in and just kind of touch the spots that you want a little bit extra. And I feel like I need to get in a little bit so you guys can see. And I will when I'm done too, so you guys can see. I should have got in really close before I even did this. So I'm just kind of pushing it, tapping it, just to kind of blend it, but not like move it all around. I'm just kind of doing some little tapping just to kind of blend it. I don't want to just smear it all over my face though and move it. I want to keep it kind of at the spot where it needs to be. Okay, now I'm just gonna finish blending. Man, that's a really stubborn bump. Like, you can see that from far away. Just the, like, shadow. It's insane. Like, this needs to go away. I've been putting also spot treating with the Mask of Zen. That's a clay mask with clay and Montana clay and tea tree oil. And it's a mask. It's very drying to my skin because I have naturally, like, dry skin. But I like to use it as a spot treatment for my acne. So I would just, like, dab it all over my face, and totally did that last night. Okay. And see, you can see where the acne is just because they're raised marks. I mean, there's just nothing you can do about that. Okay, so this is my trio of the pressed powder. This is a very ultra fine pressed powder. It keeps it from creasing, and it's so fine that it's not gonna, like, add cakiness to your face. It's gonna make your makeup stay. It's gonna absorb oil. Also, the 10 Years Younger finishing spray really helps your makeup stay. I don't use this too much because what I like about this makeup is it looks very skin-like and natural, and it has a dewiness, a glow to your skin, and it looks like skin. And I don't like to mattify it too much because skin doesn't look like that. It has a natural dewiness. But I will kind of just, sometimes if I know it's going to be a crazy day, I will put it where I do get a little oily, which is right there, even though I'm pretty dry. I do sometimes get a little oil right here. And then if I have a lot of acne problems, like today, where it's just my skin is freaked out and I'm really trying to cover it up, I will kind of pat that powder where I put the concealer to just kind of really make sure I keep it there, you know. So maybe a day like today, I pretty much am going to be putting it all over my face because I kind of had to slap concealer all over my face. And I'm just, like, using the same brush. I mean, maybe that's a big no-no. I don't know. But that's what I'm doing. Sometimes I just kind of rub a little bit under my eyes. I get a lot of creasing right under my eyes. I don't know if anyone else does. What do you need? One of these, the little palette thing, or something else? This is amazing. I love this. It's just so much easier to have your powder all in one. And they actually have a 6-well, which I'm going to be getting, where there's like 6 of them, which is really good if you do, like, makeup for other people, or if you just like to try different makeup all the time and, you know, whatever. So I'm trying to think if I normally spray my face or if I go in with the powder again. I'm gonna spray it. Okay, this is the finishing spray. And like I said, I'm just doing this side of my face today. I mean, I obviously already have my eye makeup on, but I'm just showing you. And this was my really bad, yucky face. Yeah. This is the bronzer, the powder. You can customize it to anything. You can have it all one kind of thing or whatever. Any kind of powder. As long as it's the powder, you can put it in here. So this is the translucent pressed powder, the bronzer, and the Perfect Blush shade number 6. Yeah. It's called Glowing, and I really love it. It really does kind of give you this glowy, dewy face. So, okay. I put a lot of spray right there. I'm just gonna kind of let it dry. That's another thing. This really works well as a fan. Okay, so I'm gonna use this brush. This is just a Real Techniques brush. The blush brush. It's really huge. I'm gonna go in and just kind of tap each side, and just a warning, the bronzer is super pigmented, so you want to make sure when you tap it, like, you don't have excess, because you're gonna have like sometimes you can just tap a little off, blow a little off. I don't know, however you want to do it, but just make sure that you're aware that this bronzer is very pigmented and you don't need, like, a lot. So I kind of will just right here. This bronzer is so pretty. It's not an orangey bronzer. It's just a beautiful bronzy bronzer. I guess that should be a given, but some bronzers are like almost orangey looking, and this is not. I think I just put a little too much right there, which is fine. I'll just buff it out. That's a good thing about this. Okay, so I think actually I normally do this after I put the powder on. I kind of did this backwards, but it doesn't matter. It'll still give me a good look that I like. Now I'm going to use this brush that I have had for like 2 years, and it's like absolutely falling apart, but it's a brush. It works. I'm going to put glowing right on my cheekbones, kind of on my cheek, and then over a little bit where I put the bronzer. And this is kind of what helps with that whole glowy look. If you can kind of see, it's just a pretty glowy look. I think I'm gonna do some more bronzer right here. Okay, that's really it. Let me see. It kind of gives me this sheen, but I don't feel like it looks like shiny. It's just like a really dewy, glowy, like, so if you want this glowy look, I totally recommend these two. Will give you the bronzer, and blush number 6 is going to give you this gorgeous glowy skin. Obviously, I mean, if you want gorgeous glowy looking skin, you also need this. I like the pressed powder, but I don't use it all the time. It just depends on if my skin needs it that day or not. I think a setting spray is also super good to have, so I'm going to finish it off with the setting spray. That might have been too much for just half of my face. I'm just going to do my lips quick. Here's the lip line, Enduring Lip Liner number 2. It's kind of odd. Number 2 is a little bit lighter. Number 1 is a little bit of a darker. They're both nude colors, but 1 is a little darker, 2 is a little lighter. Then there's a red, and I forget the other color, but there's 4 lip liners. They kind of come at a slant like this, so you don't have to, like, I don't know if you can see. So I don't usually line my lips, but I'm going to do it, because why not? And honestly, if anything, I use this more on its own as a lipstick and then put a gloss over top. But today I'm not. Yeah, this, I'm telling you, my new favorite powder trio is this. I mean, these, or even duo, if you just want to get a duo, these two are amazing. Amazing. Okay, lip liner. And then I'm going to use just this really pretty lipstick in the color Not Telling. It's like it goes well with this lip liner. It's just a really pretty nude. It's not going to make your lips look like white. It's just a pretty nude. And sometimes I put a little bit of a gloss over it. Okay. So that's the side of the face I did. And if you feel like after you put the spray on that you have too much of a sheen, because you can see like I have a sheen on, and I kind of like that. Like I like to have a little, maybe because I have naturally pretty dry skin, I like having a little bit of a sheen. If you feel like you put the setting spray on and you're like, now I look shiny and I don't like that, and you like to look really mattified, then you can go in and it actually will really help it stay even extra more, that's not a word, is it? Even more, and you can go in and, you know, put the powder on and it will just mattify. This powder is so fine, it doesn't add more makeup look. It doesn't make it look cakier. It just mattifies, soaks up that oil, and keeps your makeup staying really well. Because if you have oily skin, which is not a thing I suffer with much, I have my other problems, enough of other problems, but if you have oily skin, you know, makeup in general can slide around a little bit more, so you want to make sure you're taking the extra steps to keep it staying. So this is my skin, how it normally looks. Actually, this side is pretty good. I did put a little bit of makeup on there because I forgot. This side was not broken out so much, and then this is the side where you can kind of see the bumps where I'm broken out, but it's covered up. And look at that eye makeup. Look at that. Bree, if you're watching, I love the tape. That was like really, I still have work to do with that liquid liner. I'm terrible at liquid liner, but it was really pretty. So, the stars of the show, and I have to go to my physical therapist soon, and I hope I don't forget to do this other side of my face. Stars of the show, I have foundation. I just used one concealer today, and then the pressed powder, bronzer, and that thing, the blush number 6, to give this really just a natural glowy look. Setting spray, cannot forget this. This is a necessary product in my house for me, I mean. And then this number 100 lipstick, and this isn't really necessary, but I used it, number 2 lip liner. But the main important things were these. This is what's gonna give you like that glowy look that covers everything. All right, guys, I gotta go. I actually might be on time to an appointment, so I better go and finish the rest of my face before I forget to do that. Happy, I always forget what day it is. Thursday, Friday Eve. Thursdays are always exciting. All right, have a good day. Bye-bye. If I could just press the button here, I can't press it.